not prepared at all. Ugly day, don't care. So listen, last time I was here, I was like, yo, I'm feeling aggro. I'm like 4 days out from my period. I was doing my best to manage, handle shit, whatever. Started my period 4 days fucking early. So I apologize for not being here the past few days. It's been rough. It's a bleeder, not a beater, as I say, and so I'm grateful for everyone involved in my life. However, the bleeders, man, I just have to sit it out sometimes. Otherwise, it's too much. It's too much, too messy, even. So, anyway, I thought last minute I saw the clock strike 9, and I was like, yo, it is the ninth month, the ninth day, the ninth hour. Well, the 19th hour, but whatever. And I wanted to start the stream on the ninth minute, so I did. Very last second, did that. So I didn't do my makeup, and I didn't feel like wasting time streaming my makeup because I don't think I'm gonna last too long on here. I'm gonna lay back down and hopefully work on my fucking website or something. But actually, there was a few things that I need to do. So one, not just one, so many things today. I was like, oh, I can't wait to stream. I want to stream. I just haven't had the energy to do it because this bloodbath, man, it's intense. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. No, it can have gone on for 20 years. I'm never gonna get used to seeing like 10 to 20 blood clots a day in my fucking toilet ever. Never getting used to that. Sorry. Grow up. It's disgusting. It's traumatizing. Leave me alone. But I'm back. I'm upright for a little bit. Because there was too many things today that was sparking in me. 1992, full moon tomorrow / 3 a.m. tonight, you know? And oh, I like didn't know it was you, but I was hoping it was someone I know who just understand, sympathize with the fact that I was like, rah, I'm fucking traumatized every month. Man, this is crazy. But full moon approaching fast. Full moon in Pisces, which is so funny to me because yes, emotional. Of course, I started my period 4 days early, and of course, the planet of war, right, Mars. Mine's in Pisces, so it's like lots of bloodshed. Theoretically, my day was fine. You know, the less I move, the less I cry. That's basically the less I bleed. You know, except not really because it's still just like holy fuck every time. Anyways, that's why I haven't been on here. I was like, cool, I got 3 more days of streaming, and then I was early to sync with the full moon again. I do this every once in a while on my calendar. It's weird too because I was late last month, early this month, and it just synced up to being the full moon somehow. I don't fucking know. This bitch knows though, right? This one absolutely does. Cool. He goes cool. I don't know how delayed that was. Whatever. Man, I should have filled this before I came on here, but let me grab some water. Sorry. And also, while I do that, I'm going to run an ad because it might take a second anyways. So I was literally not prepared. I was more concerned about starting at 9:09 than I was about like whether or not I was ready for my stream. Don't care. Maybe I am shallow. I've kind of always admitted to that. Anyways, let me be right back so I can get some water before I dive into all these thoughts that are swirling my head today. Okay, I'm back. So, anyway, lots of thoughts, because it's Pisces and full moon. It's almost like, okay, so the moon cycle's finishing up. It's not the end of the year yet. It's not the end of the calendar year or the zodiac year, but Pisces being the final sign in the zodiac, there is some cycle closing out. And the fact that it's the 9-9 today, the 9-9, the ninth on the ninth today, when the moon is transitioning into the final sign of zodiac, is not just telling, but just it's a very positive sign. I think there's been a wave of downright hopelessness that went around the past few weeks with very good reason. The world is very much falling apart at the seams from the perspective of humans, right? Because everyone else is embracing the change of the planet, including the planet itself. Could care less. The planet needs no particular environment to sustain. We've seen it with Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Whether or not we survive is in no way indicative whether or not the planet survives, you know what I mean, or any other life forms for that matter. So beyond that, it's dismal for humans, right? That's and maybe other life forms that humans have damaged to the point of no repair, but once again the earth will like make up for that in the way that it does, like as a planet. So it's a very internal, it's very micro, it's very much not the greater universe is at risk, it's humans are going to extinct themselves, right? I don't know why this is coming up. It seems very dramatic to just jump right into that. But now there's this glimmer of hope, a message of hope, when we see, okay, so angel number 999, right? One of my favorites, because, you know, Brady McFadden, it's whatever, is sort of an indication that a major life cycle is finishing out, and it has something to do with your purpose. And so it's like phase 1 complete, moving on to phase 2, or whatever phase you're on when you see like 999, right? But 909 as an angel number is when guides recognize where you're at on this journey, or when your angels see that you're closing out a cycle and want to help assist you to the next one, through the next one, whatever it is. So this is definitely a message of hope and a huge signal that we are closing out a cycle. Granted, like I would say the full moon in Pisces is probably always around this time, right? I clearly and honestly do not know how that works. I'm not an astrologer. I'm not a moonologist. I'm not any of that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing it's always around this time. But whatever. I mean, I think it still works, right? So I was trying to decide what I was going to do for my full moon. That's basically why I brought this up, because like I am feeling very emotional. I am feeling like fighting for what I want or what I love or what I believe in, you know. But over the past few weeks, and since the Lionsgate portal situation 8/8, right? Since then, I've been like, I'm resisting putting in any more effort. I've put in way too much effort to everyone and everything in my life. That's just who I am as a person, and I get it, but I gotta cool it down and let things meant for me come to me. So I've been not in a period of resting, because I'm never resting unless I'm literally out of commission and physically incapable of getting up, like I am sometimes when I'm whatever, or have such a bad anxiety that I just cry when I move. It's crazy, right? It's not even the period, it's the it's after. But anyway, so if I'm not completely out of commission, I'm always working, even if I'm not on here, even if I'm not whatever. I'm always trying to do something. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for my moon. And as much as I don't like to, you can kind of see my thoughts are not as cohesive as they normally are. My sentences are not flowing like they usually do. I seem really scatterbrained and all over the place, fumbling my words. This is why I don't like streaming, but I had to, because it was like just egging me on, you know? Like I had to just get on and do it, sit upright and go with it. I'm trying so hard. It may seem a little sporadic and all over the place. I apologize. You'll still get your messages. I might do tarot cards, but there's like so many steps to get there. Like I said, I just had all these thoughts that I told myself, oh, I should share this on my stream. I should say this on my stream. I don't really know why, other than this full moon Pisces energy, because Pisces is a water sign, feminine, notoriously emotional, mutable, right? Yeah, well, I can barely use the body, and that's why the mind is fumbling, because the mind is like going into overdrive. Yeah, right? Right. That's where I'm at right now. I'm trying. Um, because I also get agitated that I get like this, where it's like, fuck, dude, I hate having to take time off work. That's probably why this happens to me. I had to be convinced to skip class when I was in high school. Like, I hated missing school. I hate missing work. Never, hardly ever take sick days. Forget about them. You know what I mean? Like, that's just who I am. So even working for myself, it's like, after a couple of days, man, I get annoyed and pissed off, but I know I'm not super sharp. I know I'm not 100. But I'm trying anyway, especially cosmic days like this, where it's like a big shift of events where I've been saying, so I've been having that hopeless energy. It's been showing up in the readings. It's been very dismal lately. And I was like, yo, things are looking up and I am feeling good despite the fact that usually this is about the time I feel pretty terrible mentally and physically. I actually maintained the past few days, and that's crazy. Big test of me, and I've been reducing my stress intentionally because that is the biggest fighter factor. I was eating my steak yesterday, took my iron today. I'm trying real hard to get back up and get at it. You gotta understand, I don't really have like the grace period to recover from this. It's every fucking 3 weeks. So nobody has the time to take as much time off as I would actually need. And then even if I took all those days off, I wouldn't have time to do anything. Like, it literally eats up, So we just have jumbled ones like this. This is just what I gotta deal with. You can imagine that, like, when I was going to a regular job and not my own boss, that I would just have to perform, like, customer service when I was like this, And of course, everybody makes assumptions, like, oh, are you fucking literally drunk right now? Like, nope, it's my blood brain. What's up? All the blood in my uterus is going straight to my brain and pouring out of my mouth. Can I help you, though? This is the thing. I love my job. I love this job. I love what I do. I want to be here. That's what makes it so tough, is like forcing myself to sit out, or knowing that, like, if I'm up for 20 minutes, I got to sit back down. There's no way I'll get through a stream, but I gave myself enough spaced out exercise and energy today and sustained myself well enough to be sitting here right now. So I am. And there was a few reasons why. So I didn't mean to, that was like 10 straight minutes explaining myself, but that's just what my life is, especially when I'm met with so many people who say, wow, what a convenient excuse. Yeah, convenient. That's what I'd call it, you fucking assholes. Anyways, I found some stuff today. And I thought about it. It brought up a lot of thoughts for me. So I found these typewriting poetry kind of, I don't know what the fuck this is. I can go back and read poetry when I put it in stanzas, because I think it's just human nature. When words are broken up, they're easier to read, right? So I've read all of my little poetries like this. They're not all good because it was my poetry a day impromptu. You can't correct anything on a typewriter. I was just trying to bang them out quickly, right? But there was these longer ramblings that I just like couldn't myself read. I don't know. Like, I am a hater. For sure. And some of this, I was just like, God, what is that? But today, when I found it again, I was like, yo, I should just read this out loud. In front of everyone? Like, yeah, I have no idea what it says. I typed it in 2018. And that was before I knew about PMDD. And that's what's so interesting about this stuff, is looking back and seeing the same repetitious, not necessarily thoughts, but patterns. And not even patterns as much as, like in this scenario, I'm referring to my art being repetitious and seeing that I have always had a very consistent style that to this day has barely evolved. And that's because I look back and see that it was a lot better than I thought it was then. Mostly me writing, my use of color, my pen work. It's all a similar style of having more of a purpose than it does a skill. Okay, I was looking at this crazy, I know, sketchbook. That shit is thick. I started in 2008, so I was still in high school, you know what I mean? And I didn't consistently use it since then, but I'd go in and mark pages every couple of years or so. And so now, pretty much at the end almost. I got like this much left. And so I decided, since I didn't have anything to make a potion, didn't even really have the will to, didn't really want to, we are going to crack some Anakos, because that is some Pisces energy to be like, oh, it's a potion in a can, just drink it, sweaty. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Big Pisces energy, big mutable witch energy. And I am going to finish this damn book, so to speak, even though it's not really a book. It's clearly my younger self dealing with PMDD. Like, it's very obvious now. I don't know why it was never obvious to anyone, who was a trained professional. Not that they saw the inner workings of my diaries, but at the same time, it was definitely an era, so to speak. And so that is a bit mind-boggling in a sense. I am blown away that I just opened up to this page. What year is this? This is 1010. That's so funny because this is the 9/9 episode. So 1010 would be October 2010. And I pressed some flowers. But the page I opened up to is the Wiccan calendar and some symbols, So I would have just been fresh out of high school at this point. That is really bizarre. I flipped through this earlier and I was like, there's no way I'm going to look at every single page. This is funny. Okay, so let's see where we are. Not quite at the autumn equinox yet. So in between Bug Nasad and the autumn equinox. I don't know minor Sabbath. That's cool as fuck. I love my younger self was into this stuff. Yeah, it's cute to see my handwriting's the same, my art is the same. But I see how deeply it serves a purpose rather than it is a skill. And I find it not ironic, but completely reasonable. This last stream was, I don't want to call it dramatic, nor do I want to dwell on it too much, but it was the last one, and I did start my period literally like that night, the next day, I don't fucking know. So it was like totally appropriate. I handled myself well, all things considered. Like I said, although there's stress, less problems. People criticizing my art straight up, saying, oh, practice will make it better. Look how far I've come from my first drawing to, and it's like, that's it, that's fine. If that is what you want to do, if you are obsessed with self-improvement, if you want to refine your skills, if you are trying to become the best at your craft, by all means do that. But I think it's a common, not even a common misconception, but just a common mindset to have that people are seeking improvement in that sense, where I see now genuinely that what I was doing, all of these sketches, the writing, the information, the poetry, the quotes, the songs, the exercises, it is very reminiscent to the same stuff that I do now, because it serves a purpose, right? It has always been, I've always been tracking my moods. I've always been trying to make myself feel better. I've always tried to get thoughts out of my head. It was just a very interesting realization to come to literally today, to see that no, my art has barely progressed over time. And that's because the lack of quality comes with my limited quantity of time to work on something, right? Because then the next week it's a completely different mood and mindset. The next week it's I'm going to destroy that shit. The next week it's why did I do that? The next week it's I'm crying about it. So I can't get anywhere, That's why like all my projects are fast, because I have work alone and they serve a purpose. Like I am trying to release an energy. I'm trying to, and I have spent more time on certain projects and certain activities, whatever. That shit sometimes needs to be destroyed because it's not coming from my best self and my best place. And so the things that are sweet and genuine and full of love, I have to leave no matter how bad they are, no matter how underdeveloped it is. Truly, the point is with my own reckoning. It has very little to do with outside validation as much as it is about Just any execution at all. Not the highest quality, not the number one, not the best. I don't give a fuck about that. I am doing what my soul is indicating I should do if I want to continue to live. I've seen the alternative. And I was thinking about that too, where I promised on my stream the other day. Oh, what up, dude? It's a little dark and creepy, a little almost mysterious over here. Ohm is right. Uh, what up? I'm self-deprecating. I'm kidding. I think I'm actually talking myself up, and it's hard for people to fathom that I could be okay with mediocrity and a lack of improvement over the years because I've improved who I am rather than my skill set, and a lot of people can't say the same. Yeah, you can draw better, sure, you sound better, but do you still act the same? Like those cup girls. Sorry, that's probably so loud because it's like wood and tin. Okay. Anyways. Oh my gosh. Cool. Yeah. Dude, can't wait to be able to talk about that. Can we do the Cosmic Initiation deck? Because one, you're the only person who likes them, and two, I've been carrying them around with me for days. It was like because I was going to try to give my cousin a reading for her birthday, but honestly, like children, it's hard. We have not found the time yet, so I've just been carrying them around. And so, whoa, almost just knocked the bong over. So let's not get into anything too quickly, okay? Yeah. Let's do it. I'm gonna light some incense. We gotta set the vibe. What are we trying to smell like? He's like, I don't know what you got. Should we go classic chomp or oceans or flowers? Yeah, I don't have any Palo Santo. That's why I immediately regretted asking, because, like, you don't know my stash. Yo, I'm not wearing any makeup. I didn't put jewelry on. I fucking have been dying the past few days. I've been outside. I don't know how long it's been. Probably, shit, I literally don't know. It's been like a day or two, but that's too long. You know, I like to go outside every fucking day. So, you know it's bad when I, like, don't even go outside. That's why I'm so about the vibe. Are we doing Cosmic Initiation? What kind of cards you want? You want the Mandala Angel cards? We're gonna do... Thank you, incense. We're gonna do some Thanksgiving, I think. Just seems right. I want to thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who is that? Some like hot ass 90s, maybe lesbian? I don't know. I want to thank you for so many things I gave you. I want to thank you. You know? Oh, no one? They're like, no, not based on that fucking rendition. What the fuck are you talking about? I know. Got it. Okay. So what's up? Sometimes I feel like he shows up to tell me what I need to do and then dips out before I do it. Because that's like what's meant to happen, you know? I was going to read my insanity paperwork. To be like, ma'am, you are certified insane. Yeah, I also think the Cosmic Deck of Initiation is great for this evening because of this 9-9 stuff where it's like, you're done, it's a transition. Oh, we should see what angel number 99 is, because like I know 999 and 909, but what's 99? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Angel number 99. Wisdom and leadership. Wow. Put your experience to good use. Your life ambitions are within your reach if you have the right skills and talent. Isn't that so funny how I was literally just talking about not having any fucking talent? LOL. Maybe that's not entirely true. Dude, before I get into the tarot, because it got real quiet on here anyway, I am going to run the ad because they're reminding me that if I don't, they will interrupt me with one. So let's get that out of the way before we get too deep in. God damn it. Hello, everyone. I'm about to run an ad. Don't leave. We're going to do Cosmic Deck of Initiation, and then I might even pour out my heart and soul. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'll be right back because otherwise they're going to pre-roll them, and it's not cool. So bear with. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm back. Hello there. Hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye when I say hello. Hello, hello. Duality. It's the duality of hello and goodbye. It's the duality of greetings and salutations. I do love to be a goofball. Okay, I do. Duality and Capricorn, Scorpio, Trinity, all popping out right now. Whoa, Duality and Trinity, that's funny. 2 and 3. Cancer, Scorpio, not Cancer. That's funny. I said Cancer subconsciously. How's that been going? Good. Curious about that because it was Scorpio and Capricorn. But a Scorpio plus a Capricorn, a water sign, and a cardinal sign is Cancer, the water cardinal sign. So that kind of checks out. I'm hearing initiation, which I should. And I'm hearing ripple, for sure, which is cute. And I kind of do listen to that song a lot. I think I did hear it today, actually. I was surprised because I can't remember what I looked up, but I was like, YouTube, this is such a nice custom. Thank you. Especially because I was dissecting the lyrics of that song the other day. I've done that many times. I'm pretty sure they use Psalms from the Bible in that song, and I don't know which is Psalms and which is Robert Hunter lyrics, but I could probably recite the whole thing right now because it's a very beautiful, dark message. And I was doing a little gift for somebody, and I was like trying to pick a lyric from that album. Since you are going on a trip, I would definitely say that you have to listen to American Beauty today. What is sticking out from Ripple, though? This first part, if my words did glow with the gold of sunshine and my tunes were played on a harp unsung, would you hold my voice? Would you hear my voice come to the music? Would you hold it near as if you were your own? Yo, I've seen some of it, but I don't know if I ever finished it. I would check it out, but I didn't. Some of this. Okay, you gotta understand. Like, I've been through a lot, and I've lived a lot, and I've seen a lot in life and sleep and death, for that matter. And like, sometimes that stuff is too much for me. I don't sound stupid because it's like an animation short series. But anything that I don't know how to say otherwise. than to just say aligns with my life too much in those regards just makes me uncomfortable because I have yet to figure out how to deal with some of it. Aquarius, my aqua moon is like, I don't know about that shit. But some of it was really good. The one that stands out to me is the guy who was a pool vacuum. I'm sorry if that was a spoiler, but that one was really fucking weird, but it fucked me up in a new way, and I liked that. So, ooh, duality. Yeah. You can love and hate something, you know? In fact, some may challenge that you can't love something unless you hate them, right? You must listen to American Beauty this trip. I don't care where you're going. Would you hold it near? There's a different one though. It's towards the end. There is no road, no simple highway, right? Between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. If you who choose to lead must follow. If you fall alone. And if you stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. Duality. Everything you're looking for is in American Beauty, homie. Just listen to that album. You won't be going anywhere anytime soon. I'm just kidding. Maybe you already have. Maybe that's like novice advice. Maybe you need to revisit it because no spoilers. I can't even say what show I'm referencing. Please don't reveal in the comments. Don't care if it ended 20 years ago. I wish I'd never heard it so I could listen to it again for the first time. Vibes. Aquarius moon, once again. Wait, so was it duality or Aquarius? Which one is the one that you like? This is Aquarius. This lighting's crazy, I know. I'm sorry. Oh man, these are so cool. I love how they move. And then this is duality. I like the duality one way more than the Aquarius one. I like the Aquarian color scheme, but I like the print on this one a lot better. Yeah, oh no, the rainbow? No, even the color scheme's better. So cool. Oh, and Scorpio again. Something about that. Fixed energy. Oh, duh. You're a Leo and I'm a Taurus. And then Scorpio and Aquarius comes up, the two other fixed signs. So, like, yeah, that makes sense. Fixed energy. You are probably right. Like, whatever it is that ails you, whatever you've been thinking about, whatever you're like, I'm going to try to think about this or trip about this or whatever the fuck you're doing, wherever you're going, you're probably right. That's like the energy I'm getting from this. But instead of trying to prove to anyone that you're right, you have to just know you're right and keep going with the knowledge that you are right, if that makes sense. And yes, Scorpio, if you are still present, obviously that would apply to you because the Scorpio cards come up twice now. So this is not a tailor-made message to anybody. It's already applying to at least two people. And that's the thing. Whoever watches this video, comes across this video, it's a whole time right now. Of course, a lot of us are going to be experiencing the same things. And we're going to kind of sync up and get in tune with the people who are going through what we're going through, or even hear reflective messages of 33333, what the other person's going through so we can better understand them and their perspective. If you're watching this and can't relate, then whoever you're dealing with is probably going through that. Universal love and universal abundance. How cool. Beautiful cards to see in tandem. They like fit each other. They're almost opposite, where it's like pink center, pink outside, and blue center, blue outside. It's like very pointy, very cyclical. I don't know. I really like seeing those together, and I feel like you don't usually. There's always other factors. There's always other cards. There's always something in between them. There's always distance. But right now, universal love and universal abundance are going hand in hand because nothing is more valuable than the human love frequency. That's what we were talking about. That's why everybody was hot for this planet, and then whoever got control of this planet was harnessing the energy of the human love frequency, right? They were like, this is awesome. That's why you see movements like the Renaissance period and the hippie movement, even smaller ones, right? All sorts of stuff. Even now, there's like a good part of the population who's feeling that. But whoever wanted control of this planet decided that the resources they could find outside of human beings, which has arguably become one of the most valuable resources in the universe, this frequency that humans produce, because it makes things like, it's why the earth is so green. And that's why it's like, don't worry about the planet. The planet has nothing to do with it. Like humans, if you want to live, you must let everything live. Like, it's been a whole thing. You can watch some of the past readings we did. I think they're still up there because the alien shit was like a week ago, right? If not, I'll post all my old streams on Patreon probably at some point. But man, there's just too much going on to care about that stuff, right? As badly as I feel a need to take care of myself and try to make money or do things with the idea of like capitalism or corporatism in mind, I have a very hard time with that when there's messages to be spread and a voice to be found and truth to be shared. That's my priorities, which are really dumb in the grand scheme of things, but somebody's got to do it, right, guys? So universal love and universal abundance. You have to understand human love is literally one of the hottest commodities in the universe. And the reason that so many people feel like they have no concept of love, or why society took this very narcissistic turn, and why the technological boom was very unnatural, is because there was some other species that wanted domain over this planet for other reasons and decided it would be easier to make humans less valuable and even kill them off than it would be to fight anyone for control. They just made the planet or the population less desirable. But it's while many decided to give up the fight or withdraw from that war in search of other planets having similar frequencies or whatever healing properties that this sound makes, or these greens, because every planet's different. It's not all of destruction, but it's not all natural. I don't know. Everyone's different. This is very humans having the idea that they're the only life forms in the universe is very ignorant. They are the only chrysalis comes to mind. That doesn't really make sense to me. They're the only chrysalis species in the universe, basically. Like, everyone is their own type of thing. So even in a parallel universe that maybe you've jumped, even, you're not necessarily completely genetically the same. So every single person, every single lifetime, every single portal, any of it is like, you say, a snowflake. Its own unique imprint, fingerprint. That's why you see such a repetitious pattern, but always an individual identity in nature, like a fingerprint, like a snowflake. It's the same throughout the entire universe, where it's all the same guided basic structure, but the variables make them distinct enough to all be completely and truly unique. Fucking crazy, bro. Goddamn. Cool. That was random. I didn't think we were going to channel angels, but I should have known when I saw these two cards. It's not back to square one, but I have been fighting John Lennon on this topic for a while now. I've been saying all you need is not love. Like, you also need respect and trust and loyalty and like all these other aspects. And I think like in an interpersonal relationship and in a human to human face-to-face situation, yes, in terms of love, romance, and relationships, you do need more than just love to have functionality. But I think on a deeper or more universal level, all you need is love, because the frequency of love is an invaluable commodity in the universe that only humans can produce. Please never let them fool you. They want to steal your happiness because it does make you easier to control and it makes you less sought after. So remember that. The more you can emit this frequency, the more, not necessarily just money, it's not always monetary gain. And you might find it in different ways. I am slightly tempted to tell this. They are telling me to just share this. I've been hurting, for a while, basically since before the pandemic, but the pandemic just made it worse, And hey, maybe nobody's listening now, nobody will watch this later, so if I say it, it's because I'm grateful. It's a testimony almost, where I was not losing patience, but giving up. There's a difference where it's like, okay, I understand it's not meant for me. I have to let it go. It's been a long time. It's been 10 years. Like, I've been trying for a certain lifestyle or to do this and that. And like, yeah, I'm learning about myself. Maybe I need to just focus on my healing and get real, whatever. Acceptance, right, of any outcome and detachment from results, right? That's part of the abundance. And everything that I was reading or hearing or receiving, downloads, Taurus videos, and tarot, and whatever, people's advice, other people's feelings, and whatever. Everyone was saying to me, and it still does, and always has, oh, it's right around the corner. Things are gonna look up for you. It's about to happen. Blah blah blah. Expect that call. Expect that pay raise. Expect that this and that. It's been going on for a long time, so I've had to come to terms with the fact that like, hi, full moon in Pisces approaching literally right now. I was just talking about accepting that abundance can come in so many different ways. So I was not seeing this, right? I was not reaping the rewards like anyone said I would. Hell yeah, you did. And I was just not, again, it's not like a matter of being impatient. It's not a matter of um, entirely giving up, but just accepting that, hey, it's maybe just not for me, okay? Maybe this isn't it. And I have to just be real about that. And then I noticed that I really feel like tempted to say this, but also feel sketched out because I don't know why. But a bunch of my debt just was like dropped. And I don't know. I mean, maybe it wasn't student loans, I'll tell you that. And it wasn't, I mean, it was, I don't know why I'm being all sketchy. It's not like it was credit card debt or something. It was medical bills. Like, who can? I don't know where you rich people come from being able to afford your fucking healthcare with or without your insurance, which, mine's basic shit. So, whatever. And I noticed, like, it just, bunch of it got dropped. And I, once again, don't know why I don't want to ask. Like, thank you, universe, because even though I was not receiving a paycheck, I was not receiving a promotion, I was not receiving a new job or some shit, lump sum of money. It wasn't like that. But I was freed of debt that was holding me back and dragging my numbers down, so to speak. And like, without explanation, without causation, suddenly I was free from that. And I think God or whoever the fuck, Satan, because it seems like he'd be the one with debts, right? Anyway, I was really grateful to see that that was just like, okay, that's abundance, baby. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you just gotta accept that things are gonna happen the way they do and see that things evening out is still things moving up when you were starting in the negative or below or from the bottom. Holy fuck. Beautiful lesson. How we doing? So yeah, universal abundance and universal love. Do the things you love. Yeah, it's so funny because it was like this Aquarius energy on my stream and I didn't like it at all. It was so hilarious. I'm Aqua Moon, Aqua Lilith. I thought I love Aquariuses. Starting to see what people mean. Because like that's the thing. Some people are in it to be the best. They're in it as competition. They're in it to improve skills, right? And that's fine. Do you? They like their technology. They want to be inclined in it and integrated into the present day, whatever. But I just love doing these things. If you can't tell how happy I am doing them, then you must not be very happy when you work, right? Because you can't even comprehend why someone would really stop giving a fuck about talent and is just like creating art. It seems like a whole movement, modern art, a lot of it is shitty. Even something as simple, look at memes, okay? Yes, you can see that memes pipeline to NFTs, sure, and like that's prestigious internet art, fine, and some of it's ridiculous, I get that. Please, let's not get caught up on NFTs. Don't know anything because I don't want to know anything. I think art is physical, is cool. Meme quality, ironically shitty, right? And that's what we love. Poorly edited, scribbled out, remade, redone, old ass images. Like, that's what's in. That's what people like and find amusing. So quality um, has very little to do with skill or talent as much as it does intention. And I think it's not even about being on any hills or dying. But what was so cute was the Kate Bush page in here. I'm flipping through. I'm like, damn, Max, you're a cutie. Um, Gosh, like I said, it's not even gatekeeping. It's the memories of being bullied for your weird taste in music. It's literally that song though. And if I only could, I'd make a deal with God. And I'd get him to swap our places. So cute. I just love this. Um, I don't know, but I guess no one else does either. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Uh, Habla inglés? Me too. In fact, I only speak English, so I hope you do too. Not hope you do, but it's cool. Either way. But like, hey, my channel's weird, and I know I said tarot, but we've been sitting here babbling for a while. I do have tarot cards out, but we're doing some like angel messages and stuff. It's a good time. It's a good time. Um, but yeah, I don't typically do personal readings, so it's a first time chatter. So I'm being all, hey, I'm all over the place. If you don't already know me, this is a weird night to get to know me. Eh. Eh. Yeah. Oh, okay. We have to run an ad break. Anyway, I'm computer scooting anyway, whatever that means. I went, I feel like I just ran one, but maybe that was a minute ago. I just hate when they interrupt unexpectedly. And yeah, maybe it is good to just take a second because I got really thrown off by somebody being like, hey, first time chat. And it's like, oh God, I don't want to meet new people right now. This is why when I'm in these states, I don't go into public either because I don't like socializing or talking. I wanted to come on here and get weird with the homies. That seems like the wrong phrase. So, yep, time for an ad break. Great. Okay, I'm back. Cool. God, I got really fucking choked up for a second there. I was awkward and maybe even rude. I don't know. Got my potion in a can though. typically stay away from drinking. So it'll be one and done for me, but I do like to do rituals, and I do often use alcohol in my rituals. And since I just was in a bloodbath, this is what I had. So I was like, fuck it. Pisces energy for this Pisces full moon is potion in a can. Premix my fruits and spirits. Thank you. God bless. And watch the Shrinky Dinkin' and let the fun begin, or whatever the fuck. Cassie, listen. We goofing, okay? So, foundation of the cosmic initiation. Make sure you know where you're standing. Make sure that you are secure in what you're building. Make sure that if it were to all fall down, you'd have a place to build from, right? It's like when the walls come tumbling down, can you still have a floor to stand on? Good thing my laptop is dying, and I just ran an ad, and now I just hit the BRB for no reason because I didn't catch it sooner. So hold on, just another moment. My bad. Okay, now I've got the Shrinky Dink advertising stuck in my head. So, anyways, make sure the foundation you're standing on is strong enough to build from. Golden Rule is sitting at the top of the deck, incidentally, because I know the cards have been shifting around. The Golden Rule is kind of whatever rule pops up in the moment. Seeing duality in Scorpio once again, so many times tonight, that I feel like the Golden Rule that we are referring to this evening would be you know what's so funny is I'm hearing reject others the way that you want to be rejected. Is that weird? I don't like that. That's so weird. But it's true. Like, tell people to their face that you don't, in the era of ghosting, universal compassion. Wouldn't you want to know? Wouldn't you want an answer? Wouldn't you want closure? So reject people the way you want to be rejected. Cheers. Universal compassion, giver of light, right? Be bright, let it shine, never let anyone dim you. And that's so cliche, but it's because people do need to be reminded, especially if you're the type of person who will take on too much guilt, too much shame, too much blame in different situations where it's like, it's most likely because if you were to see yourself the way that other people see you, you would see your own greatness and how they can't stand up to it, and how they have no way to turn it off. They can only block it out, right? And so the more you feel repelled by people, or the more you seem to repel people, right? Maybe the weaker you get, and then your light may dim. So no one can dim your light for you, but there's definitely ways to drain that battery, right? That makes sense. We got Sagittarius now too. Sagittarius and Trinity. So honestly, I wasn't really thinking about it, but Scorpio kept coming up, and we could be talking about Scorpio season, which is kind of fucked up, but I think a lot of planets come out of retrograde by then. And that could be why Libra season isn't necessarily off limits, but I just have like a weird feeling about Libra. Not a weird feeling about Libra season, but just there is a lot probably happening. There will be a lot of things, a lot of doing during Libra season and not a lot of talking during Libra season. And so if somebody does approach you like almost like emotionally, I think that's what the warning was, where this is all about doing and making things happen. And like if you want to be able to talk about your emotions, it's like do it now, like speak now or hold your peace until Scorpio season, when people are ready to kind of like go back into the emotional rank, right? Still got a couple weeks of Virgo season. Still a good time to kind of get your thoughts out, maybe on paper, and like being logical, factual, business oriented. Like, this is a great time for this, but maybe the emotional side can wait a bit longer to see how things play out. Right, now's a good time to practice. Say little things. Um, I have a very hard time with that too, and it's probably because my Mars is in Pisces, where it's just like, oh, well, they didn't mean it, or I'm sure I could have done better, or like, I'm just so sad we're fighting. Like, that's my go to. And then I can't even get into the dynamics of my chart, but yeah, like, I totally get that. Hello, Nintendo. Um, I really want some fucking chicken tenders now, you bitch. I am not even a chicken tenders type person. But I just saw that. I'm like, period. So I'm like, ooh, flesh and blood sounds lovely. I don't even like chicken that much. Fuck. Now I want some nice ass, like beer battered fucking chicken tenders, you bitch. I'm sorry. I don't really think you're a bitch. I'm just upset. I don't have any goddamn chicken tenders right now. Oh man. Anyways, I don't remember what we were talking about. I don't think it matters. Get your shit together. Oh, this is what I think I already was talking about this, but maybe you were on the stream, Dink. Hey. What's up, everybody? Listen. So the other day I was like, get all your paperwork done by the full moon. I literally was trying to do that. You have no idea how many factors and random things have come up this week in my attempts to do my paperwork. I was getting really pissed off. Like, I'm not gonna get into detail. Nice. Um, ooh, Pisces, where did you just come from? Law of continuity, Pisces, universal abundance, universal love, giver of light. Woo, Pisces. Full moon in Pisces. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm not that good. We all know what it is. Anyways, Cancer card was face down, and I forgot why it was sitting there. And then it was face down, and I hadn't revealed it yet. But like the first thing I said when I saw the first two cards was Cancer, and it ended up being the last one. So shit. I think I'm talking about too many things. Paperwork. That's what it was. Cancer. See, again. Maybe there's cancer, maybe dealing with a cancer, something that started during Cancer season. I don't know. Paperwork. If that rings up, if there was some kind of paperwork that you've had since June, July, or that you have to turn in to someone who's a Cancer, something along those lines, do that. Today's the full moon, right? Like 3 a.m. Oh, I love that. Yeah, there was a Pisces card. But I realized that maybe my paperwork was not necessarily literal or of this world even. And I started to realize that maybe paperwork had more to do with my craft than it did with like professional stuff, like I had initially thought. And so I am sort of rethinking that idea and realizing that for me, my paperwork is to rewrite down my thoughts, goals, intentions, and make it really clear what I'm willing to leave behind and sacrifice and know what I'm giving up in order to get what I want. Because full moons are about releasing and new moons are about creating. And like we talked about earlier, I think probably before anybody was here, that Pisces being the last of the zodiac, this is like completing out the moon cycle. It might go backwards. I don't know anything about it, honestly. I just go with the flow. I just go with the energy of things. And like, once again, 99, 909, 999. It's a vibe, okay? So Pisces season closing out, not the number 9 representing like ending of cycles and stuff, pushing forward. Definitely feels like a new year already. And so these next few months are going to be so transformative in a sense of it's almost like nothing really happens, but everything changes, and all of a sudden you don't even recognize your life by Scorpio season. And that's it. Like it's just all gonna work out. Oddly enough, it's definitely a lot more hopeful than we've been feeling the past couple weeks. A lot more than I've been seeing in the cards. Like it's this weird kind of like you passed the test vibes. Like you got through these like dark, horrendous what if moments, and you either persevered through them, stuck to your guns of what you wanted, or you just like accepted that it might not go your way and push forward anyway, or let it go to where it you decided to release any control it had over you. And that was essentially exactly what you needed to do, was any of those, just depending on your situation, depending on what was appropriate, depending on how it applies to you or your situation. And there you go. There it comes. Okay, there it comes. Here it comes. It's crazy. It's like there it comes because it already happened. But in the sense that maybe you've seen it in dreams, maybe you've felt it or talked about it with someone. Whatever it is can be different for each person. But the payoff, the payoff for non-financial, payout for financial, right? Whatever it is, the big break is first internal and then external. So you being able to get through, once again, the rejection. It's like it was a rejection, and you just had to eat it or take it with grace or whatever and just like roll with it. And then boom, you get the invite, you get the promotion, you get the girl, you get whatever, because you just put in the effort without putting up a fight, if that makes sense. There was no jumping to anger, there was no possessiveness, there was no control. It was just a give in and let go. Give, really, not give in, because you're not caving to anything, you're giving to it, and then realizing, well, if it's not being received, here it is, I'm gonna go. I gave, right? It's not giving, it's I gave. And by Aquarius season, you probably come together and have it all. That's weird. Again, it's not necessarily about anything in particular. For some, it might be a person or a relationship. For some, it might be a family situation. For some, it might be work, promotions, money, inheritance, even to combine the two. But by Aquarius season, you'll know what I'm talking about. Things will be going smoothly, and you'll be working in tandem with whatever these things or people are. They'll be in full effect by February. You know, even if you don't realize they're happening until Scorpio season, it will all be like figured out, and you will be together or with the company, with the person, by February. So it's like a slow, it's not really a slow transition. I mean, that's like a few months time is not necessarily slow. Just because it doesn't happen in an instant and it doesn't happen overnight. It's like literally all going to be a functional new beginning, or not beginning, a functional new piece by February. Period. I don't know what that means. Hearing it for myself makes it make sense, but it makes me make sense. I don't know how to explain that. Potion in a can. Happy Pisces woman. Giver of light comes up again. Commitment, foundation. So just know what you're fighting for, right? Just know what you're giving to or gave to. Make sure it suits you. Make sure no matter what that you have something to fall back on. You are what you fall back on, right? These like primary colors kind of reminds me of like not Adventure Time, the other one, Steven Universe, the diamonds. Yellow, blue, and pink. So, foundation, commitment, giver of light. If you know it's where you're supposed to be, then go there. If you went and no one let you in, then leave. And law of karma. If it was meant to be for you, then those people are going to be the ones who suffer. You know? I mean, not suffer necessarily, but that's what came to mind, and that's what I said for whatever reason. So, again, reject how you want to be rejected. If you've ghosted people in the past and now you want fucking closure from somebody, oh well, that's not really like you don't get that because that's not what you gave. Or if you've always ghosted people and it's never worked out for you, then why do it again, right? It's that kind of energy. Reject the way you want to be rejected. Um, Law of karma. Because why build a house if it's built on a foundation of lies? No compromise. Okay. I have this pile. Oh, and this song just popped to my head. I saw laughter. It's one of the cards. But the top, okay, let's just think of a song for each fucking word. I'm kidding, but 2 for 2 right now because every time I see the miracle card, I gotta sing that Grateful Dead song, but I'm not going to right now. But you know what it is. If I had one thing to say, I need a miracle every day. This is what I'm talking about. Where just suddenly it like works out. You look down at your plans, you look up at them being executed, seeing the things around you that were once within you. And it's like, whoa, when did that happen? And it's like all throughout Virgo and Libra season, you just didn't notice because it was either one behind the scenes or two, you had no faith in what you were doing, but doing it anyways. Or both, a little bit of good both. But October, it's like, whoa. Hard work. Yeah. Paid off, yeah. Paid out, yeah. Paid up, yeah. Well, all right then. And then by February, that's your life. You're in it, So like seems like a slow transition, but it isn't that slow at all. It's actually for some people it takes way longer because you probably just decided on something more recently, or maybe it's an old idea that you're rehashing. Either way, it's not something you've been doing. It's something you've had a change of heart about, right? Maybe once more a person. Doesn't matter. These miracles are happening. And the best thing to do is just go with it. Laugh along, play along. Be happy, be joyous, be joyful, because like one day you're celebrating life, and the next day you're celebrating milestones. And you have no idea because you've just been so happy or celebrating so much, or just going in every day with the attitude that it would be better or the best day ever, right? It'll catch up in the best way possible, because that is also karma. That is also the law of karma, right? If you convince yourself you're having good days, eventually you will. So when we mix your laughter with my spooky tunes, if the world does end tomorrow, Libra season, something probably maybe even comes down during Libra season where it's like, oh, that was the hold up. That's what's happening. That's why I was being protected from this. That's why this had to wait. That's why this person wasn't saying anything. Or it could be a Libra, but I'm thinking Libra season because it's fast approaching. And there has been this energy. I almost feel like Libras are about to snap. All of them about to go off on everything and everyone. Some of them every right to, others not so much, but dealing with it anyway because Libra season, that's just what happens. And so, once that kind of passes, sure. Free spirit, though. No matter what's going on, we all have free will at the end of the day. For real. I mean, we all get to choose what we want. And this isn't free will, it's free spirit. So it's like, not necessarily choosing. It's honestly almost like the opposite, where rather than the free will of choice, or to have free will over what you do, free spirit is like moving towards what pulls you, or like going where you want to. It's almost like in your intuition. Free spirit is allowing yourself to go places that you maybe haven't gone before or considered before. Universal forgiveness. Gotta remember to forgive yourself too. Universal harmony. If you really want things to come together and be harmonious and people work with one another in the way that a harmony does, then you do have to have the forgiveness, and you have to have the confrontation, the talk, the closure, whatever. and understand each other so that you can move forward and continue to sing this song and cross new barriers and break through these thresholds and whatnot. Law of free will, that's what we were just talking about, right? That's a choice. You have to choose that. Some things come naturally, right? Some things are out of our control, but some things we have a choice and we have to choose to move towards them or go to them, so to speak. So that was really beautiful, I thought. And I'm struggling tonight, so like that's impressive to me. How y'all doing out there? Universal healing. I'm sitting here bleeding. I feel like I'm good on these cards. What's up? I missed you guys. I was gonna make this a short stream so I could write in my little diary thing. Which I technically have a little more time before I need to absolutely crack down for the very moment the moon becomes full, right? But, you know, I like to have my ritualistic time during these events, such as the changing of suns and moons and such things. Full moon in Pisces. Have you missed that several times? Little fishy wishy? Yes. Full moon in Pisces. Very emotional times. I'm pretty sure that's why my period started 4 days fucking early. It's annoying. It's all about letting go, though. That's the thing. Full moons are for releasing, and I do believe that's part of the bloodshed as well. But Pisces is also number 12 in the zodiac, so this is like leaving shit behind and leaving in general and just letting shit go and releasing it from your life and realizing that what no longer serves you maybe never did in the first place, right? So we've moved towards things. We've put our requests in, we've put in our efforts, blah, 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 blah. We're done. We're shut down. We're cut off. We're good. We're waiting on feedback or reciprocation, whatever it is. Even if it's rejection, we are just like, we're good. We're going to stay here. And we're going to let things unfold the way they're meant to, you know. Once again, your intentions can be known. You can go after what you want. But at the end of the day, you can't force it. So you got to just sit back, relax, and think about other stuff. Period. And whatever happens, whatever aligns is divine. Whatever aligns is divine. I love that. I love that. So yeah, what's up, y'all? Full moon in Pisces. Cool. Yeah. The fuck is Splatoon? Sorry, that sounded rude. I was just trying to like subtly recover from that bong. Oh my goodness. Ah, okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. What are we doing, fam? Do you want some other tarot deck? You want to keep talking about stuff that happened today? You want me to read this jargon that I typed 4 years ago? You want me to write something down and not tell you what it is and we can all just sit in silence together? Let me know in the comments. I'm just going to do the ad thing because they're just bugging me about it. They're like, we're going to pre-roll them. I'm like, shh, don't do that. So, well, BRB, think about it. Let me know. What are you curious about? What's on your mind? Stuff. So, what's up, you guys and gals and mm, guthers? What's going on? What do we want to do? Bust a move? Maybe with my downtime, I just start filling these pages while I wait for y'all to decide. What's up? Got any questions? Got any answers? No, I'm pretty sure y'all came here for answers. So, you got any questions? You can always do like some pendulum stuff. Any of the decks you want. Probably only gonna stay for a little bit longer because then I gotta do some full moon ritual stuff. But we got a good solid amount of time, I would say, right? So what's up? What's up? Okay, it's 9:22. That's so crazy. I love that though. It's an ongoing saga. Finally done. Is that, how many years would that be? Damn, like 14? Since 2008? Oh, dude, totally forgot the last thing in here is from 2017. And it's like, no, I love this shit. This is so funny. Putting myself on full fucking blast. So, like I said, this is my journal from 2008, so I was in high school, and I wrote in it like pretty much every day, probably until 2010, when I graduated. Not to age myself, but I really have no fear or shame in that. So, after that, I'd only write in it very sporadically, very periodically, where after, literally after I graduated, it was months and then years would go by. So it was like one entry from 2000, no, a few entries from 2011, and then nothing till 2014, and then 2016, it's a page. And then it's 2017, me just having a full-on mental breakdown. So it's just like this huge gap. It's so funny to me, though. Because it's literally 3/17 would be March 2017, and I was admitted and fucked. I should not be laughing. But in retrospect, it's funny to me because now that I know what is wrong, it's so obvious and almost painful to think about. But, April of 2017, I was admitted into the psychiatric ward without consent, right? Like involuntarily. So this being from March, it's like, yes, I remember it was going fucking crazy. And I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but it says, Princess Sociopath versus Doctor Strange. But it's like, click, pick, tick. Pick, click, tick. Pick, click, tick. I thought it switched. Yeah, click, pick, tick. No, pick, click, tick. It's creepy, right? It was really creepy to find this today because it is like the ramblings of a madman. And I can look at it and laugh and honestly think it looks kind of cool, and I may not really understand it. But it is interesting to look back on it 5 years later with a fresh set of eyes, knowing like, yep, struggle's always been the same. Struggle's always been there. Always done the shit for the same reason, too. So here's a little poem I wrote, and I didn't read it till now. Stranger than fiction, a real-life Alice, filled with blood, loaded with malice. What have you done to Wonderland now? Killed the Jabberwocky. Did you forget how? I'm doing my best, a soft reply to what might be the world's greatest lie. The world's greatest lie. Yeah. There is no why, there is only you. LOL, FML. A series of unfortunate events starring me because you're an absolute monster. Duh, it's all fake. And that's it. Nothing since then. So now that I know that this was once again me just dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with now, which is obviously PMDD, and it was way before I found out. My full moon in Pisces goal, in that hour around when the moon is full, is to fill this up, and that's my paperwork, is finishing this. It's very, very rare I actually go into my spell work or share the intimacy of something like this is hands down my most private journal, regardless of the fact that it doesn't have a cover, let alone a lock or anything. This has, I mean, there's stuff that I don't even want to read it because I remember what it was like writing this thing. Just read random pages. I wrote once the entire month of September. That's what I'm saying. I was using this thing like every day religiously. This is sometime in 2008 still. I want to miss you, which is a first. I couldn't even force myself to. I want what I never wanted, but what the hell's real? Really? I don't miss you, but I certainly wish I did. Maybe because I hate this time of year. I don't know. I hope you're happy. Just one of us. So emo. I have figured myself out in one sense, and I am furious about that aspect, which puts me on the verge of tears. I hate myself, and I am just a jealous person. I get it now. I remember why I don't want to miss you. 10/8, October 2008. No idea, honestly. But it's just interesting because it's like I can see the reflection of the drastic personality differences even back then. But once again, not realizing that it was triggered by something like my period. So like seeing this stuff and reading this from a very different perspective. And once again, seeing that my art looks still very similar to like random words, pen drawings, etc. Bones, bones, bones. LOL. Very cute stuff. I do not reject and loathe the cold. Embrace its frosty chill. Who am I? What? Let the wind consume. Put up no resistance. It will only be colder. One window allowing passage. Do not close. Open the next. To know cold means no warmth. Without one, the other would not exist. To appreciate warmth, first one must endure cold. Praise both. Say yin, say yang, say equilibrium, say. You seem so real. You see like something so utterly tangible. It's very interesting. Always been a poet though. And that's it, not much else. But it was always pretty good for what it was. Just for love. You know? Did a very creepy thing also in this here notebook, and that was write down like every fucking really cute, nice text that this person sent me, which is just another really funny thing that I am having a hard time reading. It's so cute though that I would do something like that, especially because back then we couldn't take screenshots and we definitely like couldn't save messages or carry them from phone to phone, right? Like that was part of it. So it's just very cute that it was like in order to document or to keep a copy of like these things that someone might say, I literally wrote them down. They were, of course, of like a more romantic nature, if you will, but still very fun, very cute. And in retrospect, glad I did it because not only is it like a reminder of words of affirmation, which I prefer all love languages at all times, but people have a especially hard time with, I think, the words of affirmation, right? It's fun to see that is something possible and meaningful to me, but also the absolute, what would you call that? Not a joke or laugh, a hoot, the absolute hoot of the fact that technology was so different. This was 2011, I think, maybe 2010. and it was still so strikingly different. And it's funny to see, like, in the course of history, 12 years really isn't that long. Wars have lasted longer than that. And to see how much we've progressed in the way of technology is fucking incredible to me, man. I swear to God. It's just so wild. So, yeah. This is my paperwork. I can't believe I even shared all of that on here. Maybe it's because I just trusted the people who were on the stream with me tonight, but anybody can watch the fucking replay. That's vulnerability, though, and I'm constantly saying I am okay with being vulnerable. So, like, yeah, that was peak vulnerability, sharing some of my most intimate high school thoughts. And the fact that I even still have this is interesting for some. But I never finished it, never filled it. And it just would pop up. I'd hide it, leave it places, and I'd refine it once in a while. That's why it's so sporadic in entries. And just recently, because I struggled to get anything done this week in regards to my professional paperwork or whatever, legal stuff, any kind of whatever, I realized that maybe writing some things out as to complete a cycle or finish this full moon or what I'm releasing and blah blah blah. And I was just thinking to myself, like, what should I write it in? I have so many good notebooks. I buy new ones all the time. It's one of my worst habits. At least it's not books, because I do write, but I type a lot more than I write these days, you know what I mean? But there's something so good about writing, so I gotta get the notebooks. So I was asking myself, like, what am I gonna do it in? And I thought of this notebook, not a sketchbook technically. Wasn't even sure if I had it on me, and I do. And I saw that there's not so many pages, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna fill these bitches with every single fucking thought and thing. Write my own happy ending. I'm gonna write my own happy ending. Sometimes I get on here and say stuff because I'm working it out still. I'm trying to figure out what the message is in my instructions. And sometimes sharing is like to help someone else get through their full moon, right? So that's going to be the assignment. That's the task. Write your happy ending to your story. Of course, the story is not necessarily your whole life. It doesn't have to end with your death or like for the next projected 50 plus years. It can just be a wrap up to an ongoing story at this point in your life. For example, a big focus of mine is this PMDD stuff. Like I said, part of what is so shocking about looking back is seeing like how glaringly obvious and how similar the things I was saying then are to how I feel and think and say now. But now I know what's wrong with me, and back then I didn't. And so most of the struggle then was like not knowing. So now I get to go back and say, hey, now I know. And it was looking really hopeless. But since I'm writing my happy ending is, but I found a way to treat it. I found a way to deal with it. I found someone who would help me, take me seriously, blah, 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 blah. So it's about a projection. It's like, yes, a prediction, because I personally feel very tied to my future. I feel like I've seen it before. I feel like I can accept that it's wrong and my vision's incorrect, but then, I know what the alternative is, and so try to be as dedicated as possible without being completely insane to it, right? Accepting, detaching, knowing that any result and outcome is possible. And that's why this is, sure, you can have your prediction and be like, I know I'm meant for this is my purpose, but when you put it in words and you write it as your own story and you write it the way you want it to go, it's a projection of what you want to happen, So that's going to be it, folks. That's the vibe tonight. I really love that. You're welcome for sharing, because this is some intimate ass magic. I am a fucking beatnik. Just absolute delightful ass bitch. A super sexy and very smart witch. Like, come on. Give it up. For Illuminati with sex. What do you think? Full moon in Pisces. I think another really crazy aspect to this whole thing is one, the theme of full circle has been very prevalent this year, and of course, this would be completing a cycle circle. Another thing is just the fact that I don't know when Twitch was invented, but I would have never guessed that I would be in this very position because things like this, at least to me, didn't exist yet in 2008 when I started this journal diary. On the cover, since the cover fell off, is just some Laurie Anderson lyrics. And it is crazy to see how much I have not changed. And also insane to know that even though on the surface level or taste or style has been the same all this time, I know how much I've changed as a person and how much I've changed the way I think and the way I act and the way I cope and the way that I deal with things. Like, I know how much I've grown, even though on the outside it probably seems like I haven't at all. And I who cares, man? It's not for anyone to judge. And if they do, then so be it, because you know what? If you need to set boundaries with me or because of me, then by God, you should do that. So please use all the judgment you want. I'm open. Please do judge me. It's absolutely what you're supposed to do. You know? Because that also means that I've made you think, and I can live with that. Even if your thoughts aren't positive, hey, you're the one having them. Go ahead and judge me. I don't really know what people's fear in that is. Gotta be able to look at yourself to let anybody see ya. Amen. So the theme of this full moon is full circle. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And also, I knew that I wanted to do this all day, and I didn't. And it's funny that it's like I'm on the stream. Not necessarily, not that I waited until I did this first, but it seems like it's flowing more naturally, and I'm now motivated to do it. And I love that for myself. So why don't you all do the same? Maybe I'll come check in later. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow. It's up and down. It's getting quiet around here. I'm probably not going to read all this shit. Even though there was an intention to do that. So maybe I will read this and then go. I'm not going to write, but I do need that full moon hour, which is fast approaching. Probably 15 minutes. This is going to go well, though. I can feel it. I love it already. So cool. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. So sometimes the paperwork is spiritual, personal, and emotional rather than professional or legal. And that's what I learned last minute this full moon. Because damn, I tried this week, man. Period came 4 whole days early. You know how disruptive that shit is? Let's see what this is about before I call it quits. I'm trying to see where it starts. I don't know if it has a start, but that sentence doesn't seem like the beginning. Yeah, this is right. Okay. I'm going to see how this goes. I don't know why I had the resolve to read this out loud. But I feel like most people are just listening right now and they don't want to look at a card or whatever. So it's fine. I'm just going to read this and then I'm going to go write in my journal because I'm cute and some things never change no matter how much we do, right? Okay. Life is not for everyone. Still not sure if it's for me. But I sure as hell love this shit. Often I am brokenhearted by people I can really be lovely sometimes, but other times I wouldn't if I were you. I can usually sympathize with no qualms because I know what I have been through and I know my mental health. And since I put in effort to live healthy and communicate honestly and just want to see the underdogs wins, I don't know. I understand how it can get to me. I'm trying. So I just need your beef effort. We all need to put some effort into existence. Love is beautiful. Why not allow the ones ahead to enjoy paradise like you did? Why do you sit and bitch when there is so much work to do? Who am I even talking to? I can be so critical and harsh. My damn tongue outlived itself. Thank all gods. Pray for all people. But listen here, I'm the church and he's the steeple. That's my Sunday candy. It is a joy to be in love. How interesting. It's a typewriter, so you can't like go back and fix anything. It's just a rough cut of whatever the fuck I was talking about. Did it take a long time of learning an awful lot of shit? God, did it take a long time of learning an awful lot of shit? The only bliss there is knowing you will never meet happiness without meeting reality first. Bam! That is literally exactly why I trust that when I say read something, to read it, because that is a banger of a fucking line if nothing else out of this crap is. What did I just say? You will never meet happiness without meeting reality first. Bam! Because ignorance is bliss. So if you don't know reality, you living in bliss. And that shit is ignorant, not happiness. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. I love that. Oh my God, I love that. Okay. One more time. You will never meet happiness without meeting reality first. And you will not like what you see. But I'll be damned if you aren't grateful for what's yours. Sometimes I do too much for mostly nothing or close to it, and I get nothing but lessons and inspiration in return. Because, damn, dude, I can't just let the world burn. We have so much power, and we are highest energy. We just have to figure out who we are and why we're here. So, read your horoscope. The stars have been here much longer than we are. The moon controls ocean tides. What makes you think it doesn't control your mind? We are so much water, and together we can be a wave. The pros and cons of being. First edition. Scratch that. Coronet cartridge. 1 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. Final piece of the Cosmic Brainiac Chronicles, aka What I Learned About Assholes. Me and You, Buddy, by LOL LY Page, formerly known as Yours Truly. I love it. I love it. It gets a little more intense after this, though. There's some really good fucking lines in here for sure, but a lot of psychobabble in between also. I don't know who's tuned in or how long you've been listening. I'm running an ad break real quick to kind of giggle. I'm not going to read ahead because this is way more fun to just read it out loud for the first time with y'all. I'm reading typewritten thoughts from 2018 before I realized what the fuck was wrong with me. I was seeing similar patterns into my life now and revisiting because we left off Mental Breakdown 2017 and this is Recovering 2018. And honestly, I fucking love what I got going on here. It's funny. It's raw. It's, I almost said entitled, but who cares? Anyway, BRB. comeback. Pretty much just reading this, like, definitely isn't poetry or a mental breakdown, but somewhere in between the two. And then I'm gonna go write some stuff down, and maybe I'll read that to you some other time, but for now it's just for myself. And for my full moon. So this is a full moon ritual. This is what you get with a full moon in Pisces, where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna divulge way too much information. I'm gonna be publicly vulnerable, and I am going to read some of my innermost thoughts, secrets, and emotions. Fuck it. Why not just tell someone you love them, right? They say the way I feel makes me an empath. I'm not too sure if I fully agree, but I definitely have some heightened and compassionate. Two sentences got typed over each other, and I have no idea what that says, but all I see is like attitude, but also attendance and adjusting. I'm straight, good, wicked, and how much something, or emotions. Sorry, I don't know what that says. Yet, for some reason, I am ruthlessly, wickedly evil, beyond belief at times. Once again, did not know what the fuck PMDD was, so it all really makes sense in retrospect, but at the time I was very confused, right? And that's why it's such a big deal, and I talk about it so much, because you can imagine how crazy, if you look up the symptom and what PMDD is, you can imagine that dealing with that for 20 years, rogue, raw, not knowing what the fuck it was. That is, it's insane to ask someone to do that. So like, it's a miracle I survived for sure. And this is like, just solidifies it, you know. Yet for some reason, right, wickedly evil, beyond belief at times. No amount of medication or attitude adjustment can seem to fix it. Because it's PMDD and that's not how you treat that shit. No number of seances or masses and confessions can relieve the black hole in my heart or the dark void in my head. Call it trauma, call it melodramatics, or what you will. But no, I am aware and I am trying whatever ideas come to fix it. And universally thinking, I think pretty much all people feel the same things in different ways. There are many variables to the acceptance of consciousness, but deep within, we are all made of the same atoms, and we all have blood cells streaming through our veins and millions of microorganisms crawling in and out of our skins. So no matter who you are, even if you don't see us as stardust, we are all the same, and we are all on the same planet in one of an unfathomable number of galaxies, and sometimes all that cosmic energy expels from us, and that is what you feel when you feel your pull to the places and people and things you love. How could anyone doubt that with all the electricity flying around, that we couldn't be shocked? This is honestly so fucking cute. I'm glad that I was like, I'm gonna read this out loud because, yeah, it does make me sound crazy, but once again, I kind of get it now. It's PMDD. I'm sorry. Some days that I believe in anything. Okay. I'm sorry that some days I believe in anything, but I can honestly say that a life without faith in fate is a dreary existence. I will risk being wrong for a little bit of magic in life and in death, and whether or not they are two planes of a dimension. I used to believe in a while or a long mile of a whole lot more, but apparently my life was a bored. A bored. Well, I won't get into that, but let me tell you, keep your secrets to yourself and remember, help those who ask for help. I keep learning all these things the hard way, and the journey is fun, but I usually fail the test at the end. Oh well, on to the next. As if it's so easy to vice free living. As if addiction is a joke and everyone has access to high paying full time jobs and life gets continually cruel, but man, I can't ignore all the wonderful things I adore. No amount of pain will ever, again, make me feel like I could give you up. No, give up. Give yo up, give up eternally. That us and them, and us losing and them winning, and control, no shifting and shit, it can be scary, but nothing is worthy of life ending. I want to keep it going forever, even if the day will come. It's an interesting thing knowing it can go from everything to nothing in a moment. That's the alternative, nothing. Take all this good, bad, mediocre, and glorious, or it becomes pure darkness. And if you you don't remember any of it, life is a decision, but death is ultimately the consequence of those decisions. Could you ever see God simply as gravity, a universal truth, the sole reason this planet functions as our home? The power, though elusive, that holds us and everything around us in place, the force that truly created our existence, one and the same to me. No, many would agree. Not many would agree. But there is a definite energy controlling all of this, and I think they could be one and the same. Some days, this is all I want to talk about. Some days, I never want to talk again. Beep. Because people live in a certain way or believe a certain thing, and it's hard to let anything new in. Sometimes I wonder if there still is someone out there who knows what I mean. But the conspiracies are flooding me to a point of a harsh return, and if of balance, and if I ever knew sanity, I swear I won't know it again. There must have been a kind of balance between completely open and completely shut. I think we call it sleep, and I often wonder if sometimes my dreams are where I truly live. You know, the kind that feel real, and even though you know you're out cold, and maybe that's the truest form of our psyche in some ways, it makes us psychic. I just always kind of felt that way. Like I've been dimension tripping since I was a kid. See, we talked about this on live the other day too. How I would envision patterns while I was falling asleep, and a couple people were like, "Yo, it sounds like you were dimension hopping," and it's like, yeah, dude, I was so fucking young when I was doing that. That's kind of cool, but also like crazy scary, in a sense. So I thought, there's no way I am the only one feeling this way or experiencing this, and I there's only like one more page of this. It's like this and this. I'm just reading it. I'm committed to reading it. I just decided earlier that I would. I'm pouring out old emotions to make room for new ones, present ones, to also be further released and to come to conclusions, because this is part of my story, as much as it sucks and as sad as it was. But I am done. This could be genius. This could also be schizophrenia or a slew of other conditions. Once again, PMDD not being an option because I had no idea what it was in 2018. Let alone any time before that when I've been getting periods. These could be my own dreams. These could be my own secrets. But the reoccurring thought that I have whenever my psyche does some somersaults. The reoccurring thought I have whenever my psyche does somersaults is that I can still get lost in this rabbit hole. If I survive my innocent hell, if I am not alone in this world of portals and energies, then maybe it's just life, because nothing else ever made any goddamn sense. And had I not envisioned patterns before, whoa, that is fucking creepy and kind of weird that I literally just talked about that. I did not know that I didn't read this before I read it out loud. That's creepy as shit. I did bring it up on a stream recently, and that is why I brought it up right now, is because I did say something about dreaming, so I could have seen this coming, but holy shit, that's weird. If I had not envisioned patterns before I fell asleep every time I went to bed as a kid, and did not have recurring nightmares, I remember to this day, and did not feel like a witch since age 6, or have imaginary friends, or be so into the rainbow, glitter, and equality that maybe I think had I not been the same fucking person, only younger then and older now, maybe then I would attribute all these strange ideas to drugs, but how on earth could it be when this began long before I ever took anything? I think that's the joke. A lot of times, a lot of acid can be detrimental or addictive, I'm sure, but I simple and plain took it to ease pain until I learned how to stop taking drugs and really love myself because it's never very hard. No, it's very hard to do both. And I was never so inspired by sobriety. I was never so inspired um, as I'm inspired by sobriety. Wow. I still have vices, but damn, there is no exclamation point on this typewriter. It truly makes a world of a difference. What a blessing and curse it is to be able to tap into the wealth of information we have in our heads with some silly chemicals mixed by man's hand. But the real power isn't found on a tab, but actually just being human. I wonder still if it is a human thing. Are we really the most sentient being? Have we discovered the most or figured out less than all the other species on the planet who don't have all this damn damaging luxury? Are we number one or are we last place? Who cares? We're the only ones racing. What does that tell you? To time is an unlimited yet non renewable resource. And we sadly let much of ours go to waste. Stop stressing yourself about schedules. I mean, if you are being paid to be somewhere at a certain time, you ought to show up, right? You ought to show. But I think a 5 minute grace period should be about normalized. But I think calculations sometimes are error. This is, that's so close together. It's almost like hard to read or stay on the right line. Whatever day of the week, though it feels like Sunday is sacred, it doesn't have to be. Whatever works for you, so long as you don't work. 1 2 1 4 1 4 1 2. So be. No. So strange. This typewriter should have those symbols and not an exclamation point. But perhaps this is a lesson in staying calm for me. See, because I have rage problems always. Unable to fully express the passion I feel when speaking just about anything. One reason to be at least mildly satisfied with yourself really is that those are the only pair of eyes you're ever going to look through. Better start loving them. There was a chance you could have some that don't function. You got to look at that side of life no one wants to see while still knowing being grateful for what you have. Just knowledge of love and wisdom of life. Remember the beautiful things. The beautiful things bless you. The dark and terrifying haunt you. Is it? This is the life. This is to your life. How will you have it? I am the most inspired by people who are nothing like me. And especially those who have been through way more shit, because honestly, sometimes they are the only ones who can get through to me. Holy roller your ass out my door, please. I listen to the jaded and I hear the wicked. They don't call, I just come. CUM, yeah. Those are my sacred friendships. Wow. Since nobody's actually listening to this, I'm going to roll another ad before I finish this last page because, wow, it's a lot to take in, but there is like, definitely like a decent amount of insanity, but quite a hefty amount of insight as well. So I'm quite enjoying this. It's really for me at the end of the day. Pray yourself out, right? I'll be right back with one more page of this, and then I'm going to go do my full moon thing. So you might as well keep tuning in. Okay. Like I said, one more page. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to do my full moon stuff. If I am really awake after I do that, I'll come back on with some cards, but it's so quiet right now, and I don't really give a shit. I'm surprised I streamed at all, and I am 2 hours in. I'm very proud of myself and Sarah Paulson. Let's just, to me, to us, baby. Radical. And you think you're so radical. You think you are the sun. Star. Say what? Say what? What did you say? Anything is subject to change so long as it is in the bounds of life, which unfortunately everything is. Not everyone handles change very well. For me, it depends on the change. I'll collect coins for months and have grocery money. I can handle change. Some of the other stuff, though, I don't know. But my moods vary. Be weary. I get it, though. Not everyone can handle me. I shouldn't say not everyone, but rather and more accurately, no one. Thought out my life with you. I swear I always knew you. I thought our love was ancient. I believed in us over everything. For you to tell me you don't feel the same. For the first time in a long time, I'm honestly surprised. I can usually tell if someone is bullshitting me. I'm a fucking Taurus. You blindsided me. A year in the grand scheme of things is not a long time, but you made it feel like forever, and it doesn't even matter. Seems like I didn't do anything. Yet. Can't do anything to change it. You lied. You're done. It's my own fault. It always is my own fault. For falling in love and for the willingness to submit to a person for my lack of will to live. But damn, I really, truly thought you were different. This is very raw, very personal, very much. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought it was real. I thought we were invincible and you could not give a fuck less because you already give no fucks. Can't expect shut down, shut down, shut down. What is the difference between expectation and standard? Don't expect anything from anything, or rather anyone, because you'll only be disappointed. Okay, wow, you shouldn't let that one person treat you that way when you need to raise your standard. But they, when you set standards, people don't meet the requirements or, dare I say, expectations. Y'all need to make up your mind. I just said it a long time ago that life, or at least mine, would be all about helping people. If you are blindly selfish because you were raised to believe that the only way to be successful is to be self-centered, then Jesus Christ, I don't fuck with you. Literally, very Jesus Christ vibes. Well, I was raised in Catholic school. You should be self-centered because the self is the number one perspective as it is your own, right? Be self-centered as in your life is central to yourself, and that is so that you may extend yourself to others. So I'm not here to say everything is right, accurate, or something I still agree with. Once again, I'm reading this for the first time pretty much ever out loud in front of you right now. Just proving to anyone who might give a shit that I am very capable of expressing my emotions and being vulnerable, and it hardly moves me as much as my hormones move me through a very particular cycle that I have a decent handle on when I keep my stress pretty minimal. Or keep my stressors manageable. Jesus was an angry, sexy dude. He wasn't fucking around. Yeah, that's literally what this says. Jesus was an angry, sexy dude, okay? He wasn't fucking around. It was not easy as prayer to become a Christian back then. There's a reason for that. When you hold people to no expectation, nothing gets done. No one grows. We do not evolve. You let it slip and slide and give out free rides. Man, now is not the fucking time. We are so deep into existence as humans, we are hardly recognizable to the rest of the animal kingdom. We need to shape the fuck up. There is no reason we should still be buying into insurance companies or letting people starve. I literally have on my board from like notes of thoughts I had this week. The US is unlivable. Insurance is a scam. 4 years later, 4 years prior, it's like same vibe. Like this situation is still mind-bogglingly quite stupid. You know, the only country in the world that has credit scores. Why? They literally are trying to push this out, make us unaffordable, and then sell everyone else the American dream and say it's like the best place to live. And I get it's an upgrade from many places in the world. But man, the psychological warfare and the complexities of the modern American capitalism are so fucking crushing that we are all going to be in very dire straits soon enough here because there is so much abundance to go around. But I'll be damned if we're allowed to have it because, once again, powers that be or other alien creatures from different planets coming here and colonizing just want to keep Earth's commodity down. So the spirit of humans must be crushed in order to get the frequency off course, basically. Make the planet less valuable, humankind itself less valuable. Can't let them win. Okay, so weird. I'm talking about all this stuff. 4 years later, randomly reading this, just found a stash of it just in the last few months. I absolutely love it. For this Pisces full moon, because oh man, where do I get all this Pisces energy from? It's probably because my Aquarius moon is low key my ass being born during the transition from Aquarius to Pisces moon, which crazy to think about. Because this is a full moon in Pisces. Anyways. Fuck a Pisces, dude. I don't give a fuck. Never have, probably never will. Bye. We need to shape the fuck up. There is no reason we should still be buying into insurance companies or let people starve. Why are so many people my age, adults, yet completely addicted to the same drugs they were on in high school? Is this normal? Because if this kind of abuse is normal, we have got to change our normals. We might already be fucked, but it would be a disgrace to the last bunch of billions of years of life to give up too easily, so very apathetically. I vow to do what it takes to stay sane and bring sanity to anyone who may be trying to find it. We are family, no matter what bastards value money more than their brothers, no matter who says they are in control. We have the power. We're just giving it away and paying for it at the same damn time. That is so motherfucking true and annoying. Question everything you know. Always ask 3 times and always say yes until it is time to say no. Better yet, get the question to be a question you can say yes to. This is our world. Who do you think our is? Everyone and everything. Give up the sanctity of tradition and create your own habits. Be the person you want to know and not the person you think you are. Grateful alive until we're grateful dead. Then the dead will dance above our heads, and the line will get longer, our voice will get stronger, and we can tell our children that God damned it. We won. That is so strange and beautiful. I'm glad I read this out loud, even if it was for myself. I really liked it. There is always more where that came from, but tonight I've got to move on. I have a story to finish. I've got writing to do. I've got messages to not receive because everyone else is too chicken shit to do what I've done here and do on a daily basis. And that is have power, bravery, courage, skill, and ability to love on the highest frequency, humanly and even unhumanly possible. And for that, I'm so grateful to be my motherfucking self and not anyone else, even if they got it better than I do. Because others got it worse, right? So with that, I bid you adieu. I hope this is a great full moon in Pisces for you. Be safe out there. Just know that, like, tonight may have been a little crazy. Tomorrow might be too. But we'll get through it like we do and let those tears fall because, honey, you ain't the only one, right? I will roll out with an ad, but I am saying good night, good luck, and I hope to see you again. Au revoir.